They say they're going to my mother. Why? Hey, see, this time, I really do look like Zlatan. Man, I should have let this joke die last episode. Hello, people. We are back for some more Aceattorney 3. I was going to greet you and tell you that, this is chapter 3. It's actually not. In the last episode, we played through, let's say, most of chapter 2, involving the stuff with all the Ron mask the mask stuff and the introduction of Godot. And now that the trial is over, I really thought that we were going to be prompted into chapter 3 with another trial with Ron as the culprit. But now apparently it's the same chapter. So one chapter is going to have like 2 different trials, but basically it's going to be the same as if it was one trial but divided in multiple days. We'll see. It's just that the plot twist of, KB Security CEO dying and Ron being all like, no, I'm a thief. It's very interesting and very exciting. Because this dude Godot, he was doing that shit on purpose. I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. I don't know if he's poor, if he actually killed that man. Well, supposedly, Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose! But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there, it was us. It was Mr. Nick himself. At least from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? So, yeah. You're what? I think I'm going to head back to Crane Village for a little while if that's alright. What? I was about to say, I looked up the guide real quick. Not to cheat, no, not this time. But to see if we were actually still in chapter 2. And so yes, we still are because we're like halfway through the page. Are Pearl going back to the village? Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the secret urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. We gave the secret urn to Pearls. Now remember, no fighting, okay? We fought with you more than with her, but sure. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Yes! That's an actual plot point? I just came to the conclusion that Andrews was the one that fixed it. Oh, but no. Again, my theory was that its value being 0 was the fact that it was broken and very badly stitched back together. And also because the name was just I am. Then how did it come back to the States? If it's not Andrews. Is it possible that urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Crane Village. Hello, ma'am? Hello? Oh, Nicky boy, Maya! Miss Elias. All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. He doesn't need your help beating herself up. Right, because this dude Nick has no tact at all. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's not just in him. It's just not in him. think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. That's so interesting. So my first impressions of her, of Desiree, was that she was a bag chaser. She was a gold digger, right? And that she was using him. But it turns out, is the opposite. Like he's the one keeping secrets for her, from her. Rather, what I like to say is that in the relationship, she is the clueless one, rather than Ronnie. Because if he was getting taken advantage of by her, he'd be the clueless one. Like, no, I mean, I know she costs me a lot, but I still love her and she loves me back. But actually, she's just here for the money. Here, it's actually the opposite. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief. The very idea. Yes, I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they sure are different. That's what I said earlier, like, their relationship is awkward because their characters don't match. It's funny if they don't match, but they don't associate well? Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? Yeah. Tell me more. So was it really love at first sight when you met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. What? Hold on, I'm locked in. I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in a corner. I'll fall back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? He was the thief? Oh no. Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. Hold on. Aww. He looks so... What the... I'm sorry, the thieves are so comically... I don't know, bro. But Desiree looks very different in that outfit. Very different. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Hey, stop it! He screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. Yeah, I can see that. The high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Look at bro in the song, bro. He's dying. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself. He came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Why are you crying, Maya? Yeah, he may not look like it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love. Pause! This chapter is not going to stop being zesty, if I may say. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. I thought we were talking about love. I was about to go crazy. Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not so distant future. Gulp. I'm not gulping. Mr. Light, do you know about KB security? Don't be silly. Of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So he thinks he still works there, huh? See, that's what I didn't understand at the end of the trial. So Ron isn't working there at the moment? How so? We never knew that. Unless I'm forgetting, but this is new information. We just learned that. And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron the Light was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Okay, once. The keyword is once. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. That's so interesting. How do you know he quit? What the... He was in the... What you call that? Rory was in the safe? That's crazy. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh? The walls in here look so... just like you... huh? Why can't I speak? What happened? Hey, it's you guys. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. Maya, that prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I feel for you. Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like... Oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Ho, ho, ho. Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If the gumshoe fits. Aw. Well, anyway. The point is I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. Ooh. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Oh, with us. Sometimes, I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. Now, if this little love fest is it love fest for what? Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder. No. Okay. But the thing is, I'm really not supposed to, as always. Hey, come on. What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help. Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Man, he's so cool. He is very unprofessional because he could get, like, sacked any time of the day because of his loose lips. No pause. He a cool guy. Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. Ryan's very cool. Oh my god. The victim's name is Ken Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. What you mean by that? His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. We're the 13th today, huh? Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that Mask the Mask was stealing the urn, huh? Autopsy report. Type shit. Cerebral... cerebral? I guess. And more raging. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? There's a good explanation for that one. Other's body was stashed away in that safe. Yeah, I guessed as much. Safe? Oh, it's pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning... Oh, he came. Oh, so the body fell out. A white string must be the shape from when he fell out. But there's just one thing I can figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. Can we read it? The green. Why did I read the green? The gem and the thief. Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? Is it Ron? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it. This dude doesn't have Leary's haircut, so I think it's Ron. Former security chief. Ron the Light. What? Ron the Light? He was a security chief? Ron? So he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah. Sorry for raining on your parade there, pal. Very interesting. So he was high ranked. And for some reason he quit.
Objection!
And if we go by the fact that currently Ron is the main culprit, he's the killer, he would need a reason to actually kill this guy. And to me, the greatest reason Ron could have to kill this guy is because he threatened his wife. However, that's not what the blackmail letter says. It's about a gem, a red diamond. Right? I really don't know what to think. But that's great, because that means that the case is getting more and more complex, which is good, because so far it was, let's say, dookie. But that's actually what's so great about this case. All the first part was just bait. And I was like, actually, it's not very good. It's true, it wasn't very good, but now I see the light, I see the vision. Oh, there's a button here. Let's see, do not... That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says it right there on the panel. It does. Apparently. Whoops, you're right. It's running right there. You goofball. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm is connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Yeah, go on. Oh, so when the CEO was attacked. Do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? No, we would have known. Yeah, I thought about that. So I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. What? Oh no. No, 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 no. The cold, the cold, the cold. It's the butts. Wow, this is really something else. Or a security guard office. It sure doesn't feel very secure. Maybe security guard. Uh-oh. I just remembered. Larry might be... Hey, Nick, what's up? Goofball. Aw, so he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And how you got... Huh? And you got my sweet little Maya with you, too. Hi, Larry. Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel! I've got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good. You lucky. You lucky that she 19. How would it be your ass? Last time you went for the 9-year-old? No more. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Oh yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? Well, if it's about the murder case, oh, have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick, here's a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was... Huh? That was then and this is now. You... Well, 1 year ago, Rondelite was fired. That's better than he just quit. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. Very interesting. So this Bullard guy, he was big body, right? Because I don't know where I'm going with that. I know this is a small company, But I think that was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something. No, that's just you. A lock? A big ass lock too. Oh no, I knew something smelled bad. And it was the butts after all. Well, it's just like I always say. That was then and this is now, okay? Looks like I'm going to have to break his psyche locks after all. That's my partner's seat? Who's your partner? Well, that's what I call her. He's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old oh my god, please, please, no old bag, please. Something is written on this poster in fine print. A guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds pretty serious. It's signed, Wendy Old Bay. Head supervisor. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. Cross her and you come face to face with her real, genuine ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary alright. Well, fortunately she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. Can you tell us more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of... So then, could he have been an accomplice of... Mask the Mask? Or Fake the Mask, maybe, with Ron. And so maybe when Ron wanted to stop, he got sacked? I wonder. Oh, and I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. I can tell. Really? Me too. I just love money. I just can't get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. That's so funny, bro. So basically what she does in the sprites, she actually does it. She actually goes like that. That's so funny. You aren't getting to my wallet. Oh my god. Anyway, looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Mask the Mask? What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? I don't understand. Alright, let's get down to the bots. No pause. The night of the crime. On the night of the crime, you were working hard like you were supposed to. What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? I started on purpose. Don't start. But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Mr. Light? But that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too? Never! I didn't sneak out. I'll tell you what. I'll even bet you $1. $1. Wow, now that's confidence. What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position or are you just pulling my chains? Evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is, I totally did not look at the guy. No, I didn't. This is the keycard to the CEO's office, right? Yeah, that's right. This keycard was found inside a wallet. Ron's wallet, yeah. This wallet, oh, how'd you get the wallet? You know about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar, you hand delivered this wallet to Mr. Light just yesterday. Give me a break, you can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. 1 o'clock in the morning? That's right. In other words, Leary, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. No, I'm not screaming. I'm not crying. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. Was that? My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before. What does that have to do with it? What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Present that shit again. Leary, when you use this card, does it leave a record? Record? Yeah, it does. But I can't show that record to just anyone, you know? The keycard data was already made public in the trial today. What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most... What the fuck was that on my hand? It was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. No way. Yes, someone used it to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. I don't understand. Oh, Leary, you can't duck your responsibility this time. What? He was the one that used that card? Oh. Sure, tell me. I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault! Leary, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened. Huh? Your Donna? Got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk with you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to... You killed him. You killed the CEO because he was with your girl. Who was? Her new boyfriend. Oh my god. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does the punching. No? Yeah. So, is that why you left the security guard office? You're sorry. Leary, I need you gone. You make it up by disappearing. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right. Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. That's a lot, Leary. I'll be honest. I've given you lots of passes. But that's starting to anger me. Huh? Go ahead, Maya. What's the buzzer in your heart? I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to, adopt the wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did. And I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. You think you could take a look just one more time for me? Pretty please? Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. What do you think, Nick? It's probably right. I don't even think Leary could... What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake! Huh? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay, enough already. What about the records? That night, It went off just once in the morning at around 1 a.m. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened. Wait, are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be. Yes, it can be. So this goofball was out getting
Objection!
No. He was getting his ass beat outside at 1:02 a.m. and he missed the buzzer. Magnificent. Magnificent, Larry. Ronnie. It's been a while for me. Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore. Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see, he's back on his bullshit? Well, yes, but actually, no. On the same night, the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor department store. A blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. To hand over some money? Yes, 50k. 50 G's. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one round the light, am I right? So the only question is, where were you last night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Yeah, your life, and you know, your life with your wife. And if you are not going to be with your wife, I know a man that will gladly take up your role. So that night, you didn't go to Lordy Taylor. You went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. This is so crazy. How does someone that's not a part of the company anymore still have a card to open doors and shit? That's probably when he dropped his wallet, and that's crazy. What a coincidence. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? What? Oh, hold on. This case is quite complex. I like it. I like where this is going. So, look at me. We proved that he was Mask the Mask. And that proved that Ron was actually the killer, the murderer of the CEO of KB Security. But now, they show us that Luke Amy was at KB Security, even though it shouldn't have been possible. Oh, no, maybe it is possible. Okay, so basically it's not possible because he was at Lordy Taylor, he was stealing the urn. However, remember, Luke Amy said that he got knocked out by the thief for about 30 minutes. Leary told us that it's about 30 minutes from Lordy Taylor to KB Security, or at least from KB Security to the Delight hideout. Maybe that could explain why Leary is here. Leary? What did he do? I'm sorry, Luke at me. But that's so interesting. So we keep going back and forth between it's me, no, actually it's him. And it's quite ironic because Ron's character is also, you know, going back and forth. I am, I'm not, etc, etc. But then, does that mean he's actually the thief? Who knows, we'll see. Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. I came to my senses. The sight I saw left me speechless. Interesting. Extremely interesting. He actually got knocked out. Like how Luke Amy supposedly got knocked out. Did he actually take the sword with him? And then leave it back at Lordy Taylor? This man is crazy, hold on. He got choked? The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the What an idiot. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick. All of a sudden, Mr. Delight kinda sounds like the murderer to me. He does. Ah, this cutie pie is very honest, to a fault. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago, you were forced to quit KB Security? A whole year ago, and you didn't even tell your wife. How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Oh, thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Do we know when Mask the Mask started his, thievery, if I can say that? Didn't he say 6 months ago? That's probably his source of income then. Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal. A thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Yeah, but your reason is you probably did that for her. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So he became Mask the Mask for Desiree, huh? That's so interesting, bro. He's a goofball, but I really like him. Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. Pause. We don't need any more than that. But Mask the Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right. I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Mask the Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo. Is this you, Mr. Delight? That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. But as you might expect, Detective Amy found the disguise. Huh. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Amy found the Mask disguise? That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Amy got his hands on this. Then how did Godot get this? Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. What? That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yeah, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters! Also very interesting, the first. You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. How interesting. We know that the CEO was, investigating Mask the Mask? This blackmail letter. Is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that's ever called me out to a specific location. So did you start receiving the blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity, just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know? I've got proof that it was you. So give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know? After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Ah, so he was an accomplice. Ah, that's so... You're still going to jail, Ron. Because you're an accomplice. But plans? What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heists wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Ah, very interesting. Because again, KB Security is a company that installs security cameras at various companies. And I think that everyone hates them now because the CEO kept leaking said plans. The what? The cam security plans? Basically what Ron just got. It sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. Ron Delight. He was Mask the Mask after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the secret urn because of one of those plans too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you've told me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes? But please don't hurt me, I can't, there's a glass between us. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course. I could never. I'm not lying. That's so crazy. He was actually right this whole time. He actually was Mask the Mask. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did. So I turned myself in yesterday. What? This man is so interesting. An enigma, so to speak. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? Yeah. Incredible, simply incredible, Ron. You are a certain type of smart. I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey! Burly! I'm back! Hey, Pearls. So, what have you been up to this whole time? The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crane Village to have it examined. And? What did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. I mean, maybe kind of knew. Whew, that's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's paint, and that they were put on the urn recently. Yes, we knew. But then, okay, I think we're back to my, let's say, initial theory about the urn being fixed, and that it was at me that did that. Because if he's the one behind all of this. So basically, this case is 3 criminals. Ron, the CEO.
Objection!
Shut up. And,
Objection!
and Luke Atney. And it seems like Luke Atney is the mastermind. And so, if he is to, let's say, get the money from the urn for it to actually have a value, he had to fix it, right? And since he was the one there in the museum, or whatever it's called, that night, and you're spent underground, surely it's him that put it back together. And that means that this dude is pretty damn good. Why are we talking about pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we've got to find out how they got there. Okay. We'll go find out how they got there. Please don't forget about me. We won't. I got you in the back, Ron. Ron, homie. Whatever, dog. Oh, Pearl, nice to see you. How nice to see you. Hey, hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Take that, he says. Alright, Miss Adrian Andrews. I forgot that you had a psyche log. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand. Is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know how it just feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping, I'm sorry. I was carrying it in the box. When I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance. She looks so... she looks so dumb in that picture, bro. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. Oh my god. Oh, that's fine. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and left out a huge scream. I didn't need to know that. Too much details. I can totally see how this could have happened. Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Korean Village. So I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards are pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed into Amy. I didn't know how it was originally written. But any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Amy. Don't say anything, Pearl. Any sane person? Really? Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Aw, shit. She 9 and she dyslexic? I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But here's the one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. And it was moved. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews? Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well, then who was it? Who would have done it and why? I gotta be Luke at me, is what I want to say, but I don't know what would be the reasoning behind that. On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? It looks like there's some connection between the secret urn and the murder case. But why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Ron the Light, was at KB Security. So then why did another Mask the Mask show up here? Oh, so the goofball actually wore the costume that he found during the first heist. That is so interesting. This dude is crazy. This Luke Amy guy is some crazy guy. A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? Yes, Pearl, yes. The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Huh? What does that mean? Is that it? Yes. On to the trial then. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. Hey Nick! What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. No, it's because... What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. What's happening next door? Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? Ah, they're having Detective Amy's trial today. Detective Amy? They say they're going to my mother... Why? That is very interesting timing. So basically, I got jump scared because my motherfucking damn headset is quite it's bugging. All right, it shot like a very hurtful sound. That's a 3-year-old, yeah, I think it's 3-year-old. It's 3-year-old or something. This headset, or it's starting to get a bit weak, and this motherfucker go dog. Anyway. They say they're going to try him as Mask the Mask. Already? That was fast. Okay, so oh my god, this case is... Stop it. This case is racking my brain in a good way. It's making me rack my brain, I think that's how you say it. We keep going back and forth, and that's so great. So, we thought that Ron was the thief, and then we discovered it was Luke Amy, but that was too easy. That's why they introduced the CEO dying. And then that explained, or that put Ron in a much dire position, where he was now getting tried as a murderer. And now, what I thought was that he wanted to incriminate himself as a thief, not to be incarcerated as a murderer. Except it's apparently the other way around. This Luke Amy guy, I want to say he's doing the same thing. Basically, he wants to get tried as a thief, is not a murderer, to get the lesser punishment. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm gonna stop thinking, bro, and I'm gonna just play. Boy, I'd love to see Mask the Mask's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. What? I know you don't like me. What? Who is that? I suppose that's wrong, but Pearls has really gone into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since the incidents last year. Please don't ignore me. Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning. No one likes me. Your wife does. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. It's not a good thing. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a second. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, no, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, From his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murderer, Nick? It's possible. But today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I have a question. If both are happening at the same time, who are the two prosecutors? One is going to be Godot, obviously. For which case though? Ours? Or Amy's? If it's for ours, then who's the one for Amy's? Is it Max Payne? That'd be hilarious. I'm afraid that's not an option. Shut up. What did Maya even say? I forgot. Okay, so we are going up against Godot. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Rondelite. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready. Preparation is the last refugee of the week. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. Oh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again. Rondelite is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Then you need to get out more. To get out more, Your Honor? Life is war. And that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 AM on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 AM of the previous day. And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. Little lost kitten. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. No witnesses today? Never drank more than... Oh my god, that number's crazy. I never drank more than... I never drank more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. Is that true? But the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Rondelite, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but... I'm getting pissed off already at my stutter. I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. I like this callback, let's say. You've got guts, Trite. Alright then, Mr. Rondelite, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. No, that's not true. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. That evening, around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. Godot, I think you should object. Or not object, but hold it. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m. The exact time the murder took place. The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Pause. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. Also, I forgot to mention that, but while gathering, let's say, images, stuff for thumbnails and whatnot, I unfortunately got spoiled on his first name, his given name. It starts with a D, and that is quite ironic. Why are you kidding? Because of course, his name would start with a D. I also saw him without the mask again, and I saw one other picture. I think I saw what Mama looked like, Mama Faye, because I forgot her name. Maya's mom. I think I saw her, but I'm not sure. I think it is her. Because she really looks like Morgan. She looks like a witch with a staff and shit. I don't know if the design is spoilery or anything, but I just had to empty my bag because I'm pissed. I'm getting spoiled for things I did not ask for. It ordered you there. The blackmail letter. It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Yo, please, the prosecution, I needed to hold it. Because he's saying some very, 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 very interesting stuff. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this or take that. No, you're supposed to say, take that. Now hold it. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? Press harder? Of course. So what did the blackmail letter say? The blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring 50,000 G's. Money, huh? A perfect motto for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. Wrong. It's actually very smart. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. The blackmail letter threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said, if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask the mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Butler didn't have anything on me. He's smart, but he dumb. He didn't. Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. What about, hold on, let me pull her up. What about her? Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was Mask the Mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Life after being fired. Why he was fired. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well... Nah, I think that's beat. I think the reason is that he had a dispute with the CEO, and then Godin's gonna go, well, that's the perfect motive for a murder. The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Exactly. Okay, then what? Defendant, please answer the question. Well, I needed money. You stole? You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? Yeah, I'm broke as hell. My salary wasn't nearly enough. So, I stole data from the company. Come again? QB Security has a lot of security info on. Wait, you're the reason everyone hates the company? QB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out, and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good, duh. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes. I'm sorry. Why would you do something like that? Well, you need money. Well, for Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! So Mr. Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. You want some shit. I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Midas think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least, that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We'd better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. I did not do that, on God. It's because I can't see my damn computer, my keyboard, because of this damn mic. 2 HP! Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret. Gulp, he said. A certain person. Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. But I... Listen to me, Magdesi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Godard. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. Oh my God! What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh. Pause. No! Everything is falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that! Or you'll be sorry! He goated for that. He goated for that. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Whipped. Well, last game was all about whipping, that's for sure. Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. God damn, Ron! That is such a crazy title. The family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now. Tell us. We're all ears. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remembered being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. What is that? When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, I believe that the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony exactly because he did the exact same thing he said happened to him. He said that the mask struck him on the head from behind, but that was a lie. Of course, since Amy turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Huh. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. Who is this suspicious shadow? If there were 1,000 of me, and even if one knew, I'll tell you, trust me. His dodging all of our questions is not helping us win the case. Okay then, how was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at the time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Ron, why are you doing this to me? Forget it. What is that? Could you please clarify what you are referring to? Why, my Mask the Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask the Mask? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then I descended upon wait. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. You goofball, you went there dressed like that?
Objection!
Why are you... What? Nick, did you know about this? You never told me this. Me neither, bro. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. Bro, Ron. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait. That's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Huh. My 6th cup of coffee is starting is staring up at me coldly. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Mask the Mask costume. Why were you dressed as Mask the Mask? Why? Because I'm Mask the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask the Mask's trial is being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, what do you mean anyway? At the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Okay, that kind of makes sense now. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? I'm pressing because I think he's talking about the cameras. What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second. Yes? You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Bro, even the judge is crashing out. This wrong dude, man. Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look. His metaphor this time was just pretty obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes.
Objection!
Hold it indeed. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. I think you had a simpler reason for that than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes more sense. Who the... Hold on. 10 minutes? Yeah? What is it, Nick? Just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? The guard? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it! I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence. It has something to do with the guards, I am pretty sure, but which one is it? The buzzer? Or the actual record? I'd say the record, to be honest. Because that's direct clue that at around 1 a.m. he had the dip. I saw your ass.
Objection!
Let's go for the buzzer record. What the? Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. Silence from him. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading this way. Heading his way. Objection. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. No, for what reason? Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known. God damn those objections. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. It is so much objections, that's actually so cool. This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have just ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? He completely fine. Fine, let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted. That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. So they really tried to incriminate him. Oh, order in the court! Mr. Wright, this is... This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Ken Bullard. This is so hype. The constant and incessant objection is pure hype. I really can't say it enough. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. I wanna smash my desk as well, but this shit is already it's already on its last leg, so let's not. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. Can we check? Hold on. The cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. Doesn't say how much time it took. So King Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how? Can I prove that it wasn't King Bullard who sounded the buzzer? I don't think so. Let's go over the evidence again. No fingerprints on it. Have we ever seen Ron's hands? Is he wearing gloves? Oh yes, actually it isn't King Bullard because there would be his fingerprints on it. Yes, I can't prove it all right. The defense opinion on this, Your Honor. On this, I think is this. This piece of evidence proved that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is the clue itself. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind. Damn. Okay. Ron Delight. He obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. Bring some evidence. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask the Mask, so he would be wearing gloves. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? Order! 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 It would seem... I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is? Shut up, Maya. However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? To incriminate Ron. Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? It looks like you're fresh out of Porter tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz... Oh, that's Maya. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Oh, that's why Maya pressed the button in the office, so we could actually hear it. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond? Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Very well then. Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? Didn't mean to call the security guard to find out what it did. No, to call the security guard. I think to actually incriminate Ron. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Really, duh? I mean, what else for? Yes, although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? Nuh-uh. No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, King Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer. That's so crazy. Why would they show his silhouette? Why would they spoil it? That's so... I mean, that's an interesting choice to say the least. I mean, at the same time, who else could it be? But still weird. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in that time, they would think that I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. He does this shit too much. You are ore farming. Wait. We need to have a discussion. These timings are absolutely beating my ass. How does it always happen like that, bro? It would seem that I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Mask the Mask, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Ken Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Ken Bullard? It's very easy. Mask the Mask. No. This long-nosed, absolute goof of an individual. Detective Luke Atney. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective? Luke Atney? You mean Mask the Mask did it? No. Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask the Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of King Bullard. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Amy confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, the famous detective was unmasked as, well, as Mask the Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along. Alright. To be found guilty? Mask the Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask the Mask was Luke Amy's airtight, watertight, and how do you say that? An assailable alibi. A guilty verdict. As an alibi! Yes. That is super smart, super thought out. And this ace detective dude might be an ace detective, as opposed to what we thought. If only his IQ was as... Nah, I'm gonna shut up, bro. I was about to talk about his nose. You know, it's almost time. For what? For Luke Amy's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. I know what happened. We're going to stop this trial and stall that one. We need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Ah, shit. Mr. Luke Amy's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? Nah. A bet's only good when your life's the ante. What? Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So, please, I'm begging you. Where's the evidence? Thanks, but my decisions will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? No! Phoenix. Is she... What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice... It sounds like... Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. So that's your answer, huh? I think they're crazy. Well, Phoenix has always been this very weird dude where sometimes he just hears the dead, ghost whisperer type shit. But I like it. I like it. It just his high word moments, bro. I mean, his mentor coming back from the dead time and time again, whether in just a flashback, thoughts form, or even in Pearl's body. It's just so damn cool. It works so well, no matter how much time they do that trope. That shit, that is good. That is good. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Amy to the stand. Will do. Yes, Your Honor.
Objection!
Stop. Why are you objecting? It was Max Payne. That's hilarious, bro. I am not voicing your ass. How am I even supposed to do it? Well, Sir Detective Amy. Oh my god, these two's voices are going to conflict. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you're performed splendidly. Oh no, it's your Detective Amy. You were the one who... Who the fuck is that? That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at bro's hairline. This court finds the defendant, Luke Amy, not guilty. Wait, don't hand down your verdict yet, please. Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom. Who is this hoser, Hang? His face. My name is Phoenixwright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Accusation? You accused Mask the Mask. That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Oh, we onto some shit. To be continued.
Objection!
For what, Phoenix? For what? My sis. I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive inside your heart. Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light. Is it true that Detective... what? Oh, is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lord Lee Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Amy want to kill Kane Bullard? Whoops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Abbey, please take the stand. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not winning would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the greatest Luke at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's been happening in here. What's been going on. Oh. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask the Mask. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask. Of course. Very well then, Lukami. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Ken Bullard was murdered. Oh my god! Where was I at? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. I'm sorry, sir. I don't think I quite understood. One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of. That's kind of crazy. You telling that to ignorant people? I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks? What are you? Alright, Mr. Amy. The night of the murder. Speak. As he swallows, he gulps. We're all ears. Yeah, I can see that. As you wish, Sir. Oh no! Please, I forgot about that. But please do not bounce on it. Please, I don't need you doing tricks on it again. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor, he said. The alibi. Okay, we're still on that. No, actually, I'm not the killer. I'm the thief. Taiboshi. I was stealing the urine as Mask the Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Hold it, he said. Fortunately, Mr. Amy, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Did you perhaps steal that line from a certain German prosecutor? I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of... No, his butt is not full of... So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Mask the Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean? Are you trying to say this is not, in fact, look at me? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask the Mask to create an alibi? Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? I'm not sure. I want to say... what's he called? The CEO, Kane Bullard. Because I feel like they in it together, but at the same time, I don't think that's the question. That's the point right here. But I want to do it anyway. I don't think it's gonna take HP from me. Who could be an accomplice? Because I legit don't know. Obviously, he's not Adrian, right? Nor is it Desiree. Has to be himself. But then again... Dior! Yo, bro. Please play this shit. Please do it. What? Okay, we on some very clowny, crazy type timing, because, again, the timings with my bullshit and the game's bullshit is very, very weird. Press that, didn't I? Wait, what did you say? Surely you understand everything by now? Hold on. I'm so lost. That means I could not have killed King Bullard unless I had an accomplice. Come on. Think long and hard about that night. They gotta be doing it on purpose, bro. The basement warehouse, and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is, I know that, but what is exactly? Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
Objection!
You bet I am. There's something definitely strange about this picture. I took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. The statue, of course. Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this picture is funny to you? Well, it's this. The funny part is right here. I was about to say right there. Why this? This is a blood stain. Blood? Now this case is getting interesting. No, not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that. Peach, bro, it's pink. From blood to peaches. Why is he thinking about ass? I don't understand. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Your big ass nose, Pinocchio looking ass. Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? Is this, Your Honor? The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it here, where you first saw it. I myself was there the night that theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. The old bag? Hey, come on, man, that's the wrong old bag. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Yeah, can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? I mean, who else than him, but like, the one who moved the statue is none other than Look at me. Now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on your one strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. This is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving a golden statue, here's where our battle really begins. The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Mask the Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like a cheap film at a drugstore, but whatever. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw. Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Is Wayne? Yeah, hold on. What? I would have never guessed. If it was some bullshit like 58, 62, that shit would have been hilarious, but what? Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Look at Me went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. I mean, indeed, but what does that have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor. Oh, mother. Can we see when? Nah, it doesn't say. When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door? Well, statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. Interesting. And it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. On the day of the crime. What? I still don't understand. Look at me had... Interesting. So he took the photo before the statue arrived to make it look like the statue wasn't in the picture. And to justify that, he moved it away. Look at Me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't been yet brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Amy must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. What is that supposed to mean? Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there. Something that, oh yes, had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Amy had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. I'm not screaming, y'all. I don't have it in me. Mr. Amy, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. True. It's true that the camera had been set up by Lord Taylor's staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. I'm not screaming, y'all. I'm not screaming, y'all, because I don't think I have the range to do those screams. And because, now see, that door is closed for a reason. Alright? And also, my throat sometimes when I do this shit, it hurts. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Goodall? Don't... Goodall! I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop. I don't like this sentence, but 11th already? However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. What? So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is the 12th cup. And it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe never reach their dreams. That's very true. No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? There's no funny business in your actions as Mask the Mask. There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. Let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. Oh. Okay, I think that this is going to seal the deal if he's actually in cahoots with the CEO or not. Or was it actually him that sent all the plans to Ron? If yes, then that would completely eliminate this this relationship. I first received a request from Lord Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and sorry. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. Now that's cap. Its value is actually 0. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 AM on October 12th. Okay, and what am I supposed to do with that info? That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. What the? You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed. It seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation. I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. No, don't say that. That's not very respectful, if you ask me. Better watch out too, Maya, bro. You on some weird shit this game, Phoenix. You lacking tact and you having weird comments with women. Mr. Ammy, if you really are Mask the Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask the Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the secret urn. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I do not know what speckled means, so I cheated. I did. Yes, that is true. But so what? Truth be told, there's no way that Mask the Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink, spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains? And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordy Taylor. He said, "Now me, not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The data of the secret urn was taken to the warehouse. The urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. This is what I've been saying. This dude, he on some very offensive shit. Why do you keep offending people, bro?" And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Amy had seen this urn long before the crime even took place. Ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Stop mourning, dog. Alright, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Ah, it's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Convictions, you say? Conviction. Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask the Mask. And now, we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No way, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Amy was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? I'm not. An excellent point. He dialed it back. He dialed back on the bouncing. That's good. Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. My mere murderous motive manifest. Nick, he's getting his second wind. If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. How old is... Shut up. How old is this dude? 34. Sure, I'll give it to you. You can call him a boy. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motive were. I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. I, Luke Amby, had no point of contact with the victim. I was about to say the criminal whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask the Mask and... How'd you know that? And what do you mean he simply mistook who he was? It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard that harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask the Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy. Oh. So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant. This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. God damn, motherfucker said I will. By doing a thorough background check of Detective Amy and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. Saw in the reports. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask the Mask? Don't you already know that? Zvari, take a look at this newspaper. That's the famous Tear of Emanon, a magnificent jewel. That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Shut the... Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant. The defendant? The victim clearly misread this article in Zvari. He got the wrong impression. No? That's some bullshit. Some actual bullshit. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask the Mask. I see. No, you don't. That was an unusual, reasonable deduction. No, it's not. You guys dumb. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? What? So what they're saying is that, without a doubt, it was written by the CEO. And that there were no addressee, meaning that there was no name at the end, or, well, no way to identify that the person this letter was sent to was actually Ron, but it was found in Ron's apartment, so it has to be, right? What do you mean it wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Whoa, do you have any evidence for that? Of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. So what, it was between Amy and the CEO? If it's about Desiree, there's about to be some crazy plot twist that's legit going to blow my brains out. Pause, but no, I don't think so. What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you were already aware. Vari. KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was a security team chief, I stole data from the company. Kane Bullard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief. Here's a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail. However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually Mask the Mask? On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. Do you really think that story is going to hold up? That assertion is not merely my own, I am afraid. What do you mean? I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Wait. A memo? Oh shit. Ronnie thinks he's Mask the Mask. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. Well, Mr. Trite. Oh. Was he trying to act like Miss Delight just now? I thought he was actually pretty convincing. Is that blackmail letter really intended for Ron? Okay, so let's go by my initial theory. The CEO is blackmailing Ron. He's the one that's devising the plans. And so the letter was sent to the CEO by Luke and me, because at the end of the day, when Ron stole shit, he put it somewhere, I forgot where, and got the money after. Basically, he gave the treasure to Kane Bullard, the CEO. And so, Luke Amy was about to snitch on the CEO. So he had to cover the money? Let's see. Mind if I ask a few questions, Detective Amy? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Really? What is it?
Objection!
Oh, the red diamond you received the other day. I think this is it. Contradictions? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, Men are made to express themselves with their fists. In a court of law? Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Time to man up, Mr. Wright, bro. Shut up. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. You can probably tell by my voice that I have no confidence in that at all. It contains a picture of the tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel. Oh, red instead of blue? What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Emanon the mask stole at all. I can't speak.
Objection!
Okay, and? And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? You don't understand. This is a bit embarrassing on my end, but hey, it is what it is. That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite? I need y'all to shut up like once a yes. Hold on. This is who Kim Bullard was actually blackmailing. I don't know. I mean, it could only be one person, but naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Mask the Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen. How was I supposed to know? And received a jewel as your reward. Where was this written? No, like on some real shit. I do remember that information, but oh my god, is it old. A jewel? Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that King Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Wow. I did not think it was like that at all, but I get it. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. What am I doing then? Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world, then King Bullard thought that Mask the Mask was at me and not wrong like Luke Amy said. Yes, it certainly does. King Bullard threatened to make Luke Amy's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Amy killed King Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? See, sometimes I'm lost because I'm genuinely lost. And here I'm lost because it's just so obvious. The identity that Luke Amy wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as... No, wait, it don't make sense. As Mask the Mask, but he's not. How did he recover the jewel, though? I am so completely lost. Oh my god. Yes, okay. Wow, oh my god, I must rack my brain like never before as a blackmailer because he is the one that devised the plans that were sent to Ron.
Objection!
Like, come on, look. I can't say a thing without this motherfucker objecting to me. Has to be that, right? Luke and me was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke at me. Are you saying that At Me was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit that does sound a little odd. Not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke at me. But Ron the Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Eminent heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans. In which case, that would mean that Ron the Light was actually Mask the Mask. That is what we are claiming, yes? Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight seal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke at me. Silence! Now,
Objection!
it's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? What should be actually right? How did you... You say that I, Luke Amy, was blackmailing Ron the Light. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask. Well, yes. Ron the Light started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. I have a question. Can we know when the case is heading toward the end by counting the number of coffees
Objection!
that Godot has been drinking throughout the whole trial? In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Amy know that Ron the Light was Mask the Mask? The costume? I know it's the costume, but what proves? What proves this? I mean, I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron the Light in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Amy. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask the Mask was really Ron the Light. What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Mask the Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself as an ace detective. God damn. Why you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Mask the Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you're neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're just a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. What? Why? Oh, I'm not reading this bullshit, bro. I have to go extremely fast. I knew that. I'll be honest, I probably could have read that. A throw that doesn't allow for this. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme. Oh shit. That gotta be the 16th, right? The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bullet. But... there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was a KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No. No way! Well, Mr. Wright? This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Mr. Atme was in Mr. Bullard's office on that night. But, can you really prove that? It's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense... I mean, that's all the answer on the guy, but... I can't prove it. Just as I thought. But, if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony... Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. You have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Mask the Mask. No. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Mask the Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Light will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. That's enough deliberation over this witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Is Desiree going to crash the party again? Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence as there is no tomorrow. By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. Jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy. Double jeopardy, right? Double jeopardy. Jeopardy. Whatever. Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. Is that true? But what if... Okay, I'm sure you've heard about cases where an innocent person was declared guilty and suffered for it many years in prison, for example. But then it was decided that they were actually innocent. Can they not try the one that was first said to be innocent again? That for real? So that person just gets to go home for free? This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. For the same crime, is it crime as in the act of murder, or specifically for this case? Because Maya has been in court for murder twice, right? And she was said to be innocent once. It's probably just for the case, but hey, Mr. Rami will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Mask the Mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of King Bullard is concerned. No way. The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Rami's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as King Bullard's murderer. Okay, yes, it's just for the case. I'm not screaming, dog. Is that really? Of course it's not it, but... Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Admi, will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? No.
Objection!
Thank you. Desiree is gonna object, I think. Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Admi. That's Mia. That's Mia. Hold on, how does that work? Did Pearl come back? Or it's Maya? I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you wrong? It is her. But through who? Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! I know who Mia is, please! This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now, my mentor, Mia Fey. Mia is an anagram for Amy! Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine... Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but... Fortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Well, now, Sir Lawyer, it seemed that Loves wins out. In the end, after all, I am the ace detective, as well as Mask the Mask. My verdict will verify that. Okay. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then shall we prove their importance? Damn, I can't read. I'm amazed by Mia, and so I cannot read. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. I need to know, do they have something? A relationship? That's what I'm really interested in. Or he's just related to, who's her name? Dahlia. Is that alright with you, Persecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing. I think he has something to do with me. Sir lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehood would do anything at me, look at. Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you? Very well then, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Aww. Indeed, it is true that I was not a Lord Taylor. But then where were you? I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the culprit was Ron the Lie. And thanks to the keycard and wallet. Why is there uppercase, the wallet? I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask the mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Sorry. Therefore, all the evidence points to the poor boy. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to be contracting anything. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. What is that even supposed to mean? What do I do wrong? Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Amy's trial any longer. This is your last chance. Hang on a second. Just one chance? It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem... What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put to an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in his testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. But that's actually a gameplay part. Oh no. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. Shit, hold on, this is getting very exciting. Mr. Emmy, about this last remark.
Objection.
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Emmy, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Emmy? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his the mask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron the Light was dressed as Mask the Mask when he went to the scene of the crime? Well, he said it. He said it for sure. Ron did say it. When though? I don't remember. Was it in the trial? When he was in this when he was
Objection!
at the stand? Or was it in prison or whatever it's called? The detention center. That was it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cop was holding at me, the cold stare. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Oh, and he wasn't here.
Objection!
Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Amy? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom, being tried as Mask the Mask. So then, enlighten us. How did you know about that piece of information? Well, come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. Prove it. Prove it, Godard. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Mask the Mask outfit. There is one, and only one way, for Detective Amy to have found that out. Only one way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. Someone knocked him out. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Amy. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, the real killer saw Mr. Delight. It stands to reason that the real killer also had seen Ron the Light. Impossible. I mean, duh. Detective Amy, you saw Mask the Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron the Light. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. God damn, why is it rumbling? Is he making a scene? Oh my god. I'm not laughing, bro. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. I'm not laughing, dog. I truly do not have it. What an awfully complicated accident. Yeah, you tell me. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Amy, who was in turn blackmailing Ron the Light. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Amy tried to frame Ron the Light. He then claimed to be guilty as Mask the Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. Damn. That's wrong? It is wrong. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. I know. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why would he be... about the verdict. I know. You never committed any murder. That's right. I'm so glad you understand that. But I really am Mask the Mask. Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, oh, oh, oh my god! Oh, this case is amazing! He's gonna get off for free? Because of the double jeopardy rule. Oh. What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Ah, I thought he was goobed. I already thought he was goobed. And I didn't even make the connection with the double jeopardy in Ron's case. Wow. So in my mind, even if we discover the truth, and this dude look at me was to be tried, denounced guilty of murder, all right? Then Ron would still be gooped because he'd still go to prison, to jail. And that'd be the worst case scenario for him and Desiree. But this fool is about to get off scot motherfucking free? Curious. What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Mask the Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now. Now then, this court finds the defendant double not guilty. Wow. Okay, so good for you, Ron. You're not going to jail. But you might be in some deep shit. I don't think Desiree is going to divorce your ass. But you are in for one hell of a beating. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Mask the Mask after all. And for Desiree, yes, that's bad, but you did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh, I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, he seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Korean village? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to her mother. Oh, accepting the fact that she's dead? Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Aww. Mia. Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though. Now that all this has happened. Come on, just be happy already. Yeah, but she's not about to be happy. Maya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Mask the Mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? The divorce papers are they here? Stealing security information from KB Security. Becoming Mask the Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminal more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how much she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. Go on. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Mask the Mask? Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You shouldn't ask me. I'm gonna be honest with you, you should not ask me. I'm your lawyer, not You know what? I could help you for the divorce case, but not for this. You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there is always a way to put it back together. The sacred urn. Bessie was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are. Miss Delight. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you quit KB security. Never imagined that you were really Mask the Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not really going to leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? Oh, I'm blushing. I'm blushing. After all, my bike's really fast? So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. Oh my god. What a woman she is. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? No. I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I don't know how you say it in English. Chivalrous. I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Bessie. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? I'll be honest, we're too. I love Ron too. Nicky boy. Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself, alright? You too, Nicky boy. Dope. I can feel my face going red. Mr. Maya! Mr. Maya! Mystic Maya! Congratulations! Oh, madam. Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you win another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya? I'll never forgive you. Never. Never. This might be my favorite case so far. In this dumbass, goofy-ass trilogy, this might be my favorite. Again, it started very weak in my opinion, because things were just not taken seriously. But I can forgive that because of the plot twists in this case. Like, they really make up for that. So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ron said, a broken bowl can never be put back. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Oh! How do I? Here's a perfect example of one that's been put back together and even better than before. Aww. The stolen turnabout, the end. Sorry, I was just... Ooh. Oh! A brand new episode has been unlocked. Why does bro have a scouter, bro? Oh, is that man in the bottom? Alright. Episode 2 is over. Again, this ship might just be my favorite case so far. Aceattorney 2 does not... I don't count. So it only leaves one as a contender, but then the first few cases are not particularly spectacular. They're fine, they're cool, but I don't know. I guess episode 4 and 5 are the only ones left. So 4 is good. Oh, it really is good. And episode 5 is like, oh, really damn good, like a notch higher. The problem is with episode 5 is that shit was so long. and they added the 3D
Objection!
sections, which I won't lie, were a bit. They weren't all that, all right? This, though, I'll admit that I thought it was a bit long. I really thought this was a bit long. Like, I think in a grand total, we are about 6 to 7 hours total playing this episode. It's long. I know it's long, but that's because I take my time. I read pretty much everything that I find relevant. And if you guys don't see it, is because I didn't think it was actually relevant in the video. But anyway, I need to gather my thoughts. But yeah, this shit was so good. Every character was great. Ron at the start, I did not like him. And me at the start, I did not like. Well, I did kind of like him. He really carried the early game, right? Really, the two of them really carried the early game because they were funny, bro. And that was all there is to the start of this case. Then plot twists here, there, this, that. Actually, there's a man that's dead. Actually, double jeopardy. Actually, to turn it around.
Objection!
Godard being, he kind of imposing, I won't lie. He's very out there. His personality is really out there. Mr. Tried, the 17 coffees, saying some bullshit like it's a Western. He's special, all right? But he's good. He does the job. He really does the job. Adrian in this case was kind of whatever. I don't mind it. Leary as well. But that's perfectly fine. That's completely fine. Maya and Pearls, I don't think they needed to do more than that. Pearls, I don't want to say that her antics are getting a bit old, but so long as I laugh, I don't think they are. And also, we saw Mia. I was not expecting that. We already saw a flashback of her, which is, in my opinion, it was enough, in my opinion. I don't think Mia needed to appear, but she did. And I don't dislike it. It was pretty fun. All in all, this shit was gas. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, this shit was gas. Mad gas. And so, I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all. I'll see you guys in the next episode for actually episode 3 this time. A recipe for turnabout. I don't know what this shit is going to be about. Goodbye, goodbye.